No, my people, we're gonna move on to Nara now. Yes, man. No, should I do Nara? No. Let me do two things. Two things I want to do. Two things I want to do. I want to cover this article before I go to Nara. Listen to Cliff Hughes here, so ladies and gentlemen.
You who engage in this kind of conduct. I really hope that this is a reckoning for all of you politicians. And you all know yourself, because it's not all of you who engage in this kind of conduct. And I hope, sincerely hope, Ms. Burchell, that you see it as a reckoning and commit yourself to doing something to reverse. You should not be having this fear. And I say to all of you in the political field, this should not be. It should not be that a sitting member of parliament, a first-term MP, a young politician, is at this place. And this is why I'm asking Ms. Burchell, you, having contributed to this, realizing what it is doing to you, make a commitment now to reach across the aisle and form alliances to push back, to reverse this nasty dog-eat-dog, relentless trend that we see in our politics. That many of you, especially the young politicians, are wallowing in. All of you need to stop it.
Again, we were in high school when these things were happening, right?
Let me go to Nekeisha Burchell page, because all the match at be a gibberish. Alright, let's go to Nekeisha Burchell page. Let's go here, because I don't know what he's talking about. I don't know what he's talking about. This is the last video. Oh, I missed two videos. Wait a minute.
And quite the task of getting some patching work done in the constituency. From Seven Rivers all the way up to Cambridge, past the high school so far, which were really terrible, have been patched out. Not as smooth as I would want, but some work has been done. We have some more work that's going to continue all the way up to Stonehenge. And then the other side of the constituency, we're working on a program for that to get the patching work done on that. But so far, the ride is not as bad. So great. Good work so far. Flat Sweetwater. I know it's been difficult. Here, we've reported this breakaway from Hurricane Melissa to the government more than one time, more than 10 times. We don't know how much time. But what Councillor Gordon and I did was we hired a tractor to flatten it ourselves, because we can't wait to get it fixed. And I hope it has made the drive a little bit easier until they can organize themselves to come and help us out up here. All right, so just a quick update from Johnson Sweetwater. And quite
Hi there, welcome to another episode of The Breakdown. I really owe you guys this one. I wanted to bring it to you much earlier, but graduation season in South St. James has really taken every minute of my time. My first responsibility has been to the people of South St. James. You know that already. But I couldn't let this one pass. Many Jamaicans saw the headlines. You saw some clips, you saw some spins. Some probably concluded that people were being disruptive. Today, I want to show you what actually happened. Not my opinion, Parliament's own footage, because before anyone criticized conduct, 3 important things happened. Unless you understand those 3 things, you can't really fairly judge everything that came afterwards. I'm going to break this one into 3 parts. The first is the right to be heard. The second is the right to have your vote counted. The third is the right to a fair share. So let's start with the first one.
Bills brought from the Senate. Bills brought by the Senate. Bills brought by the Senate.
The way how Cliff Hughes is talking is as if Nekeisha Burchell was playing victim or something. Like, she was crying about somebody not treating her well. All I see her doing here is presenting facts. Albeit that this is delayed, it's warranted. I wanted to hear her opinion on it. And she did apologize for being late because this was a huge moment in the Parliament. And it makes the Speaker of the House look bad because she is a terrible Speaker of the House. And prophetically, we already know that there's changes coming there. Thus saith the Lord. So, I'm not really worried about it, ladies and gentlemen. It's only a matter of time, a God and time. They will be removed. You understand what I say? But let's continue.
No, I can always recommit. House leader, both of the House leaders have a discussion. Bills brought by the Senate are moving on the agenda.
So the Speaker had reached the agenda item called announcements. As she prepared to move on, the leader of opposition business, Philip Paulwell, stood to his feet asking for his mic to be opened so he could speak.
Speaker, as my microphone is on, there is a matter on...
I don't have anything on announcement.
Philip Paulwell, he is the leader of opposition business. On the government side, that role is performed by the leader of government business. These are the members responsible for managing each side's business in Parliament. So by long-standing parliamentary convention, when either of these office holders rise on a procedural matter, they are ordinarily heard. Now watch what happens next.
I'm so happy that she did this because what she's doing is educating the masses. Hi, Colleen. What she's doing is educating the masses through documentation on how Parliament actually works. Who remember when Dr. Dayton Campbell? And I think they need to do this. I think the People's National Party, they need to start doing programs on civics. So, once they drop the messages out there, we can echo it. We can echo it. We can, I know I will, what I'm saying, do my breakdowns and stuff like that. For the people that appreciate it and those that watch it, like it and share it, I'll do it on my platform, for sure. On YouTube, you understand? So I appreciate what she's doing. It's important. Let's continue. I love Nekeisha Burchell one more time. Man, I told you, Mr. Nekeisha Burchell, man, please don't feel no way. I'm taller than you because I heard you're a shorty. If you see me in real life, just know I am giving you such a huge hug. It is ridiculous. I love you. Do not change nothing. You understand? Just make sure you say it right with God, mama. Don't change a thing. Shake up the Parliament. Don't side and don't make no alliance with no devil and no Jezebel. Alright? That is it.
Philip Paulwell wasn't making a speech. He wasn't debating. He hadn't even explained why he was standing. He simply indicated that he wished to raise a procedural matter. His question was straightforward. Why wasn't the Integrity Commission's annual report listed among the announcements? The Speaker had no way of knowing what Philip wanted to raise because she never allowed him to say it. Instead, she refused to recognize him and repeatedly directed him behind a chair for a private speech with the leader of government business. Our point was simple. He wasn't asking for a private conversation. He wanted to raise a point before the House. Hear him then, no man, and then make a decision. We are not asking the Speaker to agree with him. We're saying something much simpler. Hear him out first and then make a ruling. If Philip stood, raised one procedural question and the Speaker answered him, Parliament would have just moved on. 1 minute would have moved. But what actually happened is that he stood, his question was refused, the opposition protested, the House stalled for 18 whole minutes. So why were we pushing?
I didn't even get this footage. I'm so happy that she did this. We must be heard. It was quite clear what they were protesting about. Just needed to be heard.
Back? Because by now, this wasn't really about the Integrity Commission report anymore. It had become about something much bigger. Would the leader of opposition business even be allowed to raise a procedural point before our parliament? Some people will say, but the speaker has discretion. That's true. Every speaker has discretion. Parliament couldn't function without it, but discretion isn't unlimited. Discretion should be exercised fairly, and discretion should be informed. How do you decide whether someone should be heard when you don't even know what they want to say? That's the issue. Now, something else happened. The leader of government business, Floyd Green, was later allowed to address the House on this very issue. Philip Paulwell still wasn't given the opportunity to explain why he had stood in the first place or even to respond to Floyd Green. That difference matters because
that shows clear bias. It shows clear bias. You wanted Philip Paulwell to go to the side and speak privately, but you gave your side the opportunity that you come from, Juliet Holness. You gave your side the opportunity to have a whole monologue about all of it. But Philip Paulwell was not given the opportunity to ask a question. And you know, I don't know if it's strategic. This is a bit off topic, guys. But did Daryl Voss come to Parliament and answer Philip Paulwell questions? You guys remember when Philip Paulwell was on Colin Bell's show and he said to tune into to the Parliament, and Philip Paulwell came and said, you know, he said he's sick and I accept it. Did he ever get better to come to Parliament? Or will that be something that will be faded away? And I want to ask Philip Paulwell, anybody from the People's National Party representing the People's National Party is here listening. Are you guys going to let this one slip if it hasn't been addressed as yet? The cost of living, the rising prices of food, now the toll, the light bills, all of it, energy, all of it. Are you guys going to let this slip? I'm just asking, or are we going to be foot on their necks every single day? They should know no peace. They have done enough to destroy the people's lives in Jamaica. Let's continue.
Fairness isn't just about the final decision. It's about whether both sides are given a fair opportunity to be heard. This wasn't 18 minutes lost because the opposition wanted to waste Parliament's time. It was 18 minutes lost because one simple procedural question was never allowed to be asked. And that's important because when Parliament stops listening before it decides, everybody loses. Not the opposition, not the government, the Jamaican people. Unfortunately, that was only the first incident. The second was even more important because it wasn't about the right to be heard. It was about your right to know how your MP would have voted. Let's break that one down for you in part 2.
Oh, so part 2 is on our Instagram. Let me go over there. Let me go over Instagram. She's smarty. No, she's smart. I'm using that. I'm going to send you guys over to my other page on YouTube. Yeah, I'm using that tactic right there. Shout out to Nekeisha Burchell. I saw that, man. You definitely are. The expertise that you have with communication, yeah. You definitely are who you are, man. I think this is part 2. Yes.
All right, so we've dealt with the first incident. Now let's move to the second one. In my view, this is particularly important because this one isn't about me. It isn't even about the opposition. It's about you. It's about whether you have the right to know how your MP voted on an issue that affects your life. So Government Minister Frank Witter rose and moved a motion dealing with the amendments affecting the insurance industry.
Madam Speaker, I beg to give notice that at the next meeting of the House, I will move for the following motions. Be it resolved that the report of the Regulations Committee of the House of Representatives and its deliberations on the Insurance Amendment 20th Schedule Number 2 Regulation 2026 be adopted.
I'm not going to spend much time on the legal wording because that's not really the issue today. What's important is why we opposed it. So our spokesman on finance, Julian Robinson, got up and explained why.
The Regulations Committee has far-reaching implications for the insurance sector in our country. Coming out of the meeting held a couple weeks ago, the government made a decision to withdraw $500 million from the Financial Services Commission. That has imperiled the financial position of the FSC. Further, the FSC has made a decision to increase the fees that are charged to insurance companies. So I want to give one example. An insurance company that was paying a flat rate, these are real numbers, of $500,000 before, will now pay, the same insurance company, will now pay over $100 million based on the change in the fee structure by the FSC. Now you might say, why does it matter? It matters because these costs are going to be passed on to holders of insurance policies. So if you have life insurance, if you have home insurance, if you have car insurance, you are going to be faced with significant increases.
You know what came into my spirit a while ago, ladies and gentlemen, and I could be wrong. All I hear is you will own nothing and you will be happy. You know that agenda that they have, right? Because what he just explained a while ago just rang alarm bells in my soul. You will own nothing and you will be happy. Make it make sense. What are they talking about? From 500,000 flat rate to millions? Come on, bro. That's crazy.
As a result of the decision made to withdraw the $500 million from the FSC, and then for the FSC to change the way it charges these companies. And because the government took the $500 million, it now has to increase its fees. Jamaica already has a problem with severe underinsurance. If you look at the numbers coming out of Hurricane Melissa, I believe it's only of the affected households, about 5% of them had insurance. We want to encourage people to insure their homes and properties. This decision is going to push insurance premiums way out of the reach of most Jamaicans. It's a bad decision. It is a poor decision. It was not made with sufficient consultation with members of the industry. And all the players are going to do is simply to pass the cost on to people who are already burdened with increased gas price, increased food price, who have not recovered from Melissa. I am urging the government to rethink this, to consult with the players in the industry. The Insurance Agency of Jamaica has come out and asked for consultations. Withdraw it. And the government cannot continue to raid public institutions. We have $13.4 billion annually from the NHT. Heart Trust, $2 billion over the last 2 years. FSC, $500 million this year. You are raiding these agencies, imperiling their financial position, making it difficult for them to deliver on the mandate that they have. This one is one of the worst decisions.
The government removes $500 million from FSC. FSC increases fees. Insurance companies pay more. Jamaicans pay more. The government responded by saying this proposal had already gone through Parliament's Regulations Committee. They argued that members present at the committee had agreed with the report. Our position was different. Our representative has explained that members were advised the necessary consultations with the insurance industry had already taken place. That's what the government told them.
So them trick them trick the PNP. Listen, I want to say this to the PNP. Stop cuddling up with the Jamaica Labour Party. Shun the very appearance of evil. They are snakes. You ever see Cobra Snake them? They are snakes, ladies and gentlemen. Stop cuddle. Stop smile with them. When you go to Parliament, make sure you're armed with the word. Make sure you're covered by the blood of Jesus. You know much things are going on in other place there alone. Thus saith the Lord. Stop smile up with them, brother. And confuse him, I hear that God is going behind him now. Foolish is matter about Nekeisha Burchell. Go on, your thing, mommy.
Raise the issue in relation to whether or not the insurance companies were consulted, and we were advised, yes, that they were consulted.
Check the papers. As you can see, the
Consultation controversy. Insurance Association blast FSC over poor communication and fee strike. So they were not consulted. Period. Let me screenshot this. They were not consulted. I maybe need to find this article right now too. After I'm done. April 18, 2026. The Observer. Let me continue to play this.
insurance companies said they had indicated to the FSC that they were not satisfied with the process. So what kind of consultation go on? So when the matter came before Parliament, we couldn't in good conscience support that. So then the Speaker asked.
So the only reason, thank you so much, boy, hype show me holy palo. Big up yourself, Marlene. Thank you so much. 22 more to go. But Jamaica, the People's National Party were tricked. They were bamboozled into thinking that there was consultation. As soon as they realized that there was no consultation, they said this cannot work. This cannot work. And this is how the sly devils and snakes operate. Stop cuddling with snakes. You lie down with dog, you will get flea. Alright, new breed. Me know me not have to tell Nekeisha Burchell that. Stop cuddling with snakes. Period. All I want to do in the PMP. Want to make sure so they are ball out August 6. Ball out August 6, ladies and gentlemen. We'll put up a poster. Ball out August 6. All of the politicians them. We say we not deal with righteousness. Prove it. All I want ball out 2026. Hunt, Spend, Clarendon. Stop cuddling with the devil them. Stop cuddling with the devil them. See it up on the screen. See it? Put it up on the level, sir. Can't do that now, mommy. What you want to do? Oh. Stop cuddling with the devil them, ladies and gentlemen. Right? Give me a second. Woo! Look better now. Nice. Alright. See there? A war cry for Jamaica. No retreat, no surrender. Dahlia, how you doing? Colleen, how you doing? Stop cuddling with the devils. Hunt, Spend, Clarendon, August 6, ladies and gentlemen. Just like on the gather and day night street at your up and down. So on the thank God say Argentina lose. Because when I'm a Brazil fan, I then same numbers that we want to see in our church August 6. When you say you don't want to meet Bolo, come on August 6 unspent Clarendon. Meet me at the church. Meet me at the gathering for Bolo, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't want to meet me, come at Unspent Caribbean, Unspent Clarendon, August 6. Meet me at the church. Fab one, big up. Meet me at the church, my side. Right, they say ball game there. Stop cuddling up with them snake, man. Let's continue.
Just to vote on it.
We ask that the motion be put. Those in favor? Those against? The ayes
You hear
have
the
it.
speaker say, those in favor,
In favor?
then those against,
Those against? The ayes have it.
and then some voices saying divide, and she turn off the mic.
The ayes have it.
This is where everything changed.
Oh, so she just want to get on with it. She don't give them no time. You see what happened, ladies and gentlemen? You hear what happened, ladies and gentlemen? She don't give them no time. She don't give them no time. She just move on. Okay. So that's everything go left now. That's where everything went left. Oh no, that's not what I'm looking for. That's not what I'm looking for. It's not what I'm looking for at all.
So, let me tell you, a vote in Parliament usually starts as what is called a voice vote. The Speaker listens to the voices and gives her opinion. It is an opinion, not a count. The standing orders then give every member an important protection. If any member disagrees with the Speaker's opinion, that member can challenge it by calling for a division, or as MPs usually say, divide. A division means don't estimate it, count it for the record, every member votes. Why does that matter? Because a division tells Jamaica exactly how every MP voted, not how the party voted, not what someone later claims happened, how your MP voted on this matter. That is accountability, and that is why divisions exist. I was one of those MPs calling for a divide. Several other opposition members also did the same. What happened next is critical. The Speaker said she did not hear a call for a division.
Madam Speaker, the motion was put, the motion was voted on, no divide was called. None. And we can consult.
Hey, Floyd, you see you? You see you, youth? Me I tell you, brother, you better do right thing. Man. You walk on thin rope. You understand? Be brave, man. Well then again, when you look on your antecedents, what's up, my wife? When you look on your antecedents, what's up, my TikTok wife? When you look on your antecedents, politically, you know, shower labor right now movement there. When everybody else I get charged hundreds of thousands of dollars, you don't get charged no money. If I was the leader of this country, I would have made an example out of you. After the man and tell you how much these rules for COVID was so important for safety, and if you violate them, you would be putting people in danger, and you are selfish, and then put pressure upon people, like say, yo, you must stay 6 feet apart and all type of something. Don't go out because we don't want this thing to spread. Beth, what's up? And lo and behold, ladies and gentlemen, one of their own were caught in the web of criminality, going against the laws and the rules that they same one set, and Floyd Green was never charged. And I'm not letting it go because of the principle of it all. That's why I'm going to rate them. A man like this could never get my vote. Off that alone, you are dishonest, you have no integrity. He could never get my vote, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, my standards are very high. It's one thing for me to know, you know. It's a next thing for me to know. I am not supporting your brethren. Those little things become major things. Small things become large things. You have to stand on principle, ladies and gentlemen. Let's continue.
The answer. No divide was called.
I called as I heard it. So I put the motion, that the report be accepted. I just put the question. I heard ayes. I didn't hear nays. I did not, and I said the ayes had it, and I moved on. So I did not hear it.
Government members immediately insisted that no division had been called. We strongly disagreed. The leader of the opposition immediately rose on a point of order. Notice what he's doing. He's not reopening the debate. The debate is over. He's raising a procedural issue. His point was simple. A division had been called. Before Parliament could move on, that division first had to be taken.
Earlier.
A motion was put to the House to approve this report. There was a debate on the report. You
have a point of order?
All right, Madam Speaker.
While the leader of the opposition was making that point of order, another government member, Desmond Mackenzie, rose. The speaker stopped the leader of the opposition and allowed Mr. Mackenzie to intervene.
The opposition.
So you see the disrespect. And dirty ocean-wide, Cliff Hughes coming to talk about she must go and do what? Reach across which aisle. Me say, new breed, you better shun the very appearance of evil. Whether it's selective hearing or not, we can move past. You never hear it. All right. The right thing to do now is what? Get it over with. Instead of this back and forth. What they're doing is doing everything to put their foot down on the PMP. And have no respect for their authority. And the PMP has to stand up strong and be very, very. I don't business with no media house want to say. I don't business with Dean Jackson Miller want to say. I don't business with Nationwide. I don't care what they want to say. This is no play thing. You understand? Justice has to be served in this country. Democracy has to be observed. We're not allowing no dictator to just get away with everything. Thank you again, Mark Maryland. 22 more to go, guys. Help me with the live goal. Right? Let's hey, them up short.
However, the motion was put and there were calls for a divide on it. We don't want to approve the report. And they were. And the leader of government is proceeding.
Please allow the opposition leader to speak.
The leader of government business is proceeding as if the divide wasn't called for. It was. We said divide.
One colleague, Omar Newell, then stood.
I heard divide. She played back. I heard it. You see how them lie? These are the people we are dealing with now. I don't rate none of the Jamaica Labour Party. Me say, yeah, them could have never get the vote. I am so serious. If my child should ever make the mistake, they couldn't. I don't like liars, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm not perfect. So if I should bear false witness on anyone, I will repent of it. I will repent of it. Thank you so much, Davo. I will repent of it. I don't like liars. You could clearly hear them say divide. Why I can hear it over the mic, but them can't hear it? And why are they so insistent that they didn't say it? Why are they fighting that so much? You know why? Because it's a sensitive spot about who voted for this and who didn't vote for it. The divide now establishes, okay, so Desmond Mackenzie vote for this. So when history go down the line, we can say, so all them say they care about poor people. And then vote for this thing. We are cast poor people to the point where they can't afford insurance. You see how that works, Jamaica? That is how important the divide is. You remember when Mr. Oh my God, what's his name again? Lambert Brown in the Senate called for a divide on an important issue. and Fitz, what name? What the guy that named the speaker in the Senate? I don't remember his name. Fitz something like that. Whatever his name, right? Stand up and say, really? I divide on this and say, yes, we need to know who I go agree with this Tom Tavares fencing one. That was such brilliance from Mr. Lambert Brown. So it's on record that these people are so evil towards the people of Jamaica that they would vote for something like this, where the NHT was concerned. So it have them on record. But they are so far gone in their indulgence of greed and evil towards the people that they really, them barefaced Jamaica, this conglomerate of criminals, barefaced in them approach, they have totally sold out the people of Jamaica. Right?
And read directly from Standing Order 45.
Standing Order 45 says, at the conclusion of a debate, the question shall be put by the Speaker or Chairman, and the votes may be taken by the voices A and no, and the result shall be declared by the Speaker or Chairman, stating, I think the A's have it, or I think the nays have it, as the case may be. But any member may challenge the opinion of the Chair by claiming a division. What this says, Madam Speaker, is even after we can get up and we can challenge your opinion by claiming a division. That's Rule 45.
I mean, I want to say shout out to Omar Newell. Big up yourself, when I'm a general, for the work we are doing in Parliament, because you're one of them sharp like a guillotine. You know. You're one of them ramp to the standing order, them, brother. Did anybody see Juliet Holness' face? She was so exhausted. She could not argue. It was over with. I'm just trying to show you how much they fight for a lie. Just to save face. But the ones who remember when she was blasting them, all these newcomers, you should get, with the standing orders. Okay, big up on yourself, PNP. All I want to make sure is on the sharp on the standing orders then. Yes, man. Because in the Parliament they have to play politics, So all I want to make sure is on the sharp on the standing orders then. Don't make them get away with nothing.
Of the standing orders of the House of Parliament.
The standing order says that after the Speaker announces the result of a voice vote, any member may challenge the opinion of the Chair by claiming a division. That was exactly our point. A division had been claimed, therefore Parliament should have proceeded to a recorded vote. The Speaker maintained her position. She said she did not hear a division. She also explained that she wasn't relying on the microphones to hear members, really. She hears members directly inside the chamber.
Members, I don't hear the mic as well as you do or the public, So the mic being off is actually not an issue. I can hear you, even if the mic is not on. So I am not listening to hear through the mic.
And with that, she was done. With the point of a finger, she moved for Floyd Green to continue with the next order of business.
The division.
So you're telling me, even with all of that on the standing order, she went along and not call a divide? This is unacceptable. No, man.
Was never taken. Had they taken the divide, you would have been able to say to your MP, I agreed with the fact that you voted on this matter this way or voted against that matter this way. Something like an increase in your insurance, your life, your health, your building, your property insurance going up astronomically. You would want to know how your MP would have voted. The Parliament didn't want you to hear that, and so they refused to even pull the Hansard so we could see the parliamentary record. By now, tensions inside Parliament were extremely high. The first issue was the right to be heard. The second was the right to have a vote properly counted. The third would become something even bigger. A debate about Parliament's standing orders became a debate about the Speaker herself and me. And that's where many Jamaicans differed. So let's break it down for you. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. 11. 12. 13. 14. 15. 16. 17. 18. 19. 20. 21. 22. 23. 24. 25. 26. 27. 28. 29. 30. 31. 32. 33. 34. 35. 36. 37. 38. 39. 40. 41. 42. 43. 44. 45. 46. 47. 48. 49. 50. 51. 52. 53. 54. 55. 56. 57. 58. 59. 60. 61. 62. 63. 64. 65. 66. 67. 68. 69. 70. 71. 72. 73. 74. 75. 76. 77. 78. 79. 80. 81. 82. 83. 84. 85. 86. 87. 88. 89. 90. 91. 92. 93. 94. 95. 96. 97. 98. 99. 100. 101. 102. 103. 104. 105. 106. 107. 108. 109. 110. 111. 112. 113. 114. 115. 116. 117. 118. 119. 1
You got a part 3? No, that not come out yet. Part 3 not come out yet. I really appreciate this, Miss Burchell, honestly. Now, for the reference, controversy, consultant controversy, Insurance Association blast FSC over poor communication on fee hike. Dean, let's listen to this, ladies and gentlemen.
Consultation controversy by Jamaica Observer Team. Claiming there have been serious flaws in the consultation process, the Insurance Association of Jamaica IAJ is pushing back against proposed fee increases they are set to face from the Financial Services Commission, FSC. According to the IAJ, critical financial information was not shared during the talks, leaving the insurance industry unable to properly assess or respond to the changes before they were presented to Parliament's Regulations Committee. This stands in contrast to assertions by Executive Director of FSC Lieutenant Colonel Caron Burrell that there had been sustained engagement and positive consultation with representatives from the insurance industry. Speaking with the Jamaica Observer on Friday, Executive Director at the IAJ Everton, McFarlane, insisted that the industry was not in a position to properly evaluate the proposed increases. Our position was that we would not support this increase in its current form, and we actually requested some information that would allow us to better understand the rationale for the increase so we could respond in a more informed way. Because at the time, the accounts of the FSC were lagging, and we were not able to understand the extent to which costs would have gone up. So how can we assess the reasonableness and the fairness of any proposed increase? McFarlane said. He argued that, without access to detailed financial data, the industry was effectively left in the dark and unable to properly interrogate the FSCS justification for the proposed changes. There was insufficient communication, and we have already indicated to the FSC that we are not satisfied with that process, and we thought we would have been given an opportunity to rectify that. We know the impact of this increase, and we are cognizant that the FSC has to be funded. But fairness calls for some balance to be made, not for increases to be imposed, because there is the power of the pen. So we would have expected further dialogue and closer dialogue, and forthcoming as far as we are aware, he said. McFarlane pointed to what he described as gaps in publicly available financial information of the FSC, and suggested that transparency issues compounded the industry's concerns. Unfortunately, and we have been asking for this, there is no published annual report with financial accounts by the FSC on their website since the fiscal year 2021. That is the last published report, he said. The issue of consultation was raised on Thursday during deliberations in the Parliamentary Committee, as Member of Parliament for Kingston Central Donovan Williams questioned whether the industry would push back publicly against the increases. So, if I am to understand you correctly, in a nutshell, it would be your opinion, based on your experience and your positioning, that you are not getting any pushback in relation to these fees. Meaning, when we leave here today, we do not see a headline that says, "Insurance industry laments increasing fees," said Williams. In response, Burrell acknowledged the sensitivity of the issue and the likelihood of public reaction, while defending the FSCS approach. I am aware how headlines can go, so I cannot say that will not happen, and I will also be fair. There is never a good time to increase fees. It has not increased for 18 years, and I think a big part of it is that we have listened. When we have had hurricanes like Beryl 2024 and so on, we listened and we pushed back, said Burrell on Thursday. He maintained that the regulator had engaged extensively with the industry over time, citing ongoing discussions and consultations across multiple events. Beyond consultation, the IAJ is also challenging the basis for the proposed increases, arguing that growth in the insurance sector should have naturally translated into higher revenues for the regulator under the existing fee structure. During Thursday's meeting, Burrell told the committee that when the FSC was established in 2008, the size of the insurance industry was approximately $170 billion in terms of assets. But over the next 18 years, it has increased to upwards of $728 billion. For McFarlane, that should have triggered an automatic increase in how much the FSC is pulling in. The fact of the matter is that the growth of the sector also produces resources that are required to regulate it based on the assets. And at the very least, asset growth on average would have tended to keep pace with inflation, if not outpace inflation, and so the fee increases tied to that would also reflect similar growth, argued McFarlane. He told the Observer that the issue is not a lack of revenue flowing to the regulator, but rather how those funds have been managed over time. McFarlane is adamant that with a large portion of the FSCS, income tied to the size of the industry's assets, revenues would have naturally increased as the sector expanded, meaning the current shortfall cannot be blamed solely on outdated fee rates. He also rejected claims that the industry has become significantly more complex to regulate, maintaining that most insurance products remain fundamentally similar and are already governed by strict capital and investment rules, with the sector itself well capitalized and highly liquid. The IAJ head also raised concerns about the scale and timing of the increases, warning that proposed hikes, some potentially exceeding 100%, could place a heavy burden on companies, particularly as the sector continues to recover from recent severe weather impacts. McFarlane said the association is therefore calling for further dialogue, greater transparency, and possibly a delay or phased approach to implementation, as any fee increase must be fair and properly explained.
So, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Big up yourself, a one-wire patch. So you're telling Bolo it's okay to WhatsApp. You can WhatsApp me, man. The phone is right here. So you're telling me, ladies and gentlemen, that Juliet Robinson was right. The PMP was right about this. Argument done. One Nekeisha Burchell. I know this is a long reaction, but I think it's worth it. This conversation was worth it, ladies and gentlemen. Right? Somebody just sent me something. Oh, I got that. Oh, this is something different. Regulation committee. Hold on then. Take that off my screen. Regulation committee. Watch until the end of the video. Okay, let me check this.
Avoid additional scrutiny. Timing of.
Hi, I'm an AI. I can trade for you.
How?
I find the crade. I show you what and why. You say yes or no. I do the rest.
What do I need to start?
$20 in your account. That's
to our members from the FSC and the Ministry of Finance that day.
It is my view, Mr. Chair, that the increases are warranted at this juncture. My only concern is that we are coming off, we have just passed through one of the most devastating weather event to have hit Jamaica. And we know in these circumstances, persons are resistant to increases. But
so the timing,
that is a concern. But having listened to the presentation, and if you're operating at a loss of 250 million to cover your operating expenses, then an increase of some type is justified.
Thank you very much, members. I want to say to the...
I mean, honestly, this government does do things backward, ladies and gentlemen. Honestly, that's really the problem. They do things backwards. You understand? They don't. It's just terrible. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section. All right.